Hey there. Thank you for tuning into the Buck and Eric podcast. I'm Buck.
I'm Eric, and today we're talking about the importance of follow-up.
Now, if your follow up game is weak, you're literally letting your leads wither and die on the vine. And you may be risking coming across as pushy and impersonal in your first impressions. And Eric, what do they say about first impressions?
They're the most important.
Absolutely. Now, remember, every waking hour of the day, people are bombarded with advertisements. People spend something like 60% of their free time looking at their phone or watching TV, and they see an average of 4,850 ads every single day. And the only thing shorter than their attention span is their ability to recollect all of those ads that they saw. This is why people tend to make purchases and to make referrals based on personal bias and familiarity. And this is where the power of the follow up comes into play. Developing a mindset for long-term relationship development and an effective system for deliberate follow-ups will ease that pressure of trying to close on the first date, and it will help you make sure that you're able to build a great rapport with them, to actually get to know them and get to know their problems, and demonstrate that you have consistency and persistency. And those are the traits that are going to turn your skeptical prospects into clients and turn your clients into lead generators that go out there and give referrals for you.
Definitely. So one of the big things when you are setting up your follow-up or when you're trying to plan out your follow-up, make sure you're taking good notes. That's something that's going to go a long way. Not only is it going to help you build rapport with your customers because you're going to remember the things that they're asking, you're going to be able to take care of those things, but it's going to allow you to move quickly and be focused on your next meeting and not have to try and remember all of your meetings throughout the day and then hope that you remember to do your follow-up later. So take those notes as you go. And then also make sure you have some sort of a schedule, something in your mind where you're saying, I don't want to let a week go by without talking to this person, or maybe I don't want to let a day go by without talking to this person. And so make sure you have that schedule set, make sure you follow it, and work with the client to figure out what's going to work best for them. Definitely have your timelines in mind and make sure that you're setting the tone for those conversations and when they're happening, but work with the client so that you don't feel pushy and you give them the opportunity to find the answers they need if they need to find those answers. And then the last thing too is not every conversation has to be a conversation about the sale. Sometimes you can be contributing something to them. Maybe you're consulting a little bit for them or you're helping them to understand your product better. It's all geared towards selling, but it doesn't all have to come across as a sales pitch. So make yourself a resource, be there when they need you, and they're going to think of you when they're ready to use your solution, and it's going to be an easy close for you.
Absolutely. If you come off, you make a great first impression. You're friendly. You're not too pushy. And then you ask the right questions. You say, hey, in the future, this relationship looks great. What does that look like to you? And they will spell out to you exactly their criteria for what kind of relationship they would really like to have with you. And then write that down in your notes, show up on that next scheduled follow-up day, and build that relationship just how they gave you the blueprint to do. Well, that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Buck and Eric podcast, and we will catch you next time.